Hello, and welcome to Module 2, Lesson 1. During the course of this module, we're going to discuss workforce behaviors. Workforce behaviors refers to the types of behaviors that are acceptable in the job force. This lesson and these lessons correlate to the information that you'll be discussing related to the Industrial Revolution in your world history classes. During the Industrial Revolution, various rights were gained by individuals who worked in factories and other jobs. These rights are rights that we still enjoy in the workforce today here in the United States. During the course of this week, we're going to talk about acceptable behavior on the job and unacceptable behavior on the job. You'll learn that just because you display unacceptable behavior on the job may or may not get you fired. We'll talk about processes to be able to try to correct behavior and give individuals opportunities to show that they can possess and show and display the type of behavior that is acceptable on the job. In addition to that, we're going to talk about what it takes to be able to get the job, what it takes to keep the job. With no further ado, we're going to go forth and we're going to begin this module, Lesson 1, as it relates to workforce behaviors.
Over the next couple of days, we're going to discuss what is acceptable and what is unacceptable behavior as it relates to your job. There are different things that are accepted on different jobs, and we'll discuss the basics of what is considered to be good etiquette. A great part of economics and being able to participate in the economy deals with the fact that you need to have a job. Jobs give you an opportunity to be able to make money. In the state of Alabama, we have an unemployment rate of about 6.5 to 7%. That's out of 4.5 million people that exist in the state of Alabama. Have you ever thought about what it takes to be able to get a job? You have to have something that is going to set you apart from the other individuals that are trying to get the same job you are. Something that makes you not just ordinary, but extraordinary. Think about Superman and Clark Kent. Superman, extraordinary. Clark Kent, ordinary. That's something that sets you apart. Maybe you have the qualifications, but you need something that's going to make you be the one to get the job. 212 degrees. Does anybody know what happens at 212 degrees? 212 degrees is considered to be the point at which water starts boiling. At 211 degrees, the water's just hot. But when it gets to 212, it has the energy that can power a steam locomotive. Why do I mention that? I mention that because you need to start doing things that are going to set you apart from everyone else to make you uncommon. Having the degree, having the ability to dress is not always enough to be able to land you the job. You have to have skill sets. You have to have personal skills that are going to be able to get you there. That is what we're going to discuss over the next couple of days as it relates to the behaviors that are desired by employers when they're looking to hire employees. Some of you might remember the other day when I mentioned to you that an attitude is like a flat tire. You can't go far until you change it. Well, the same thing holds to be true on the job. You need to have a positive attitude at all times. Employers want to have individuals that act like they want to be there. If they don't, then they might try to help you find somewhere else to go. Attitude deals with how it is that you feel about something or someone. It's often showed by your facial expressions while completing your tasks on your job or at school. It's always good to display a good positive attitude to your employer. Your employers are always looking for individuals that have a good work ethic, someone who's going to be very moral, and somebody that's going to understand the importance of hard work. You see, they have a job that they have to oversee and make sure that it gets done. And they understand that hard work plus creativity equals the success for you on the job and them as well as it relates to supervising you while on the job. They're also looking to hire individuals that are responsible. You start working on being responsible while you're in school by planning your work, doing your chores, and possibly doing your homework. When you apply for jobs, they're going to look for references. They'll talk to teachers, they'll talk to principals, they'll talk to your parents. They don't need to have somebody that they have to stand over all the time to make sure that they're getting the areas that they're responsible for or the areas that are within their domain complete as it relates to their job shift for that evening. Take a look at this picture. These guys should all be working together to try to have some type of a common goal dealing with wherever it is that they're going on the water. However, you got one group that's working hard and one group that, of course, is just standing there watching, saying, better off them than me. This does not display good leadership, and it's also not being a good part of the understanding what the chain of responsibility is. Here at school, you have a bell that rings at the conclusion of each class. It allows you 5 minutes to be able to get to that next class. Otherwise, you're considered to be tardy. The same holds true for when you get on a job. You are expected to be dependable. That means being trusted to do what you're supposed to do. And punctual. That means that you hit the time clock on time. Dependability and punctuality go hand in hand in that while you're on your shift, they want to make sure they can depend on you to get your job done in the time that is allotted on the shift. Employers don't have the opportunity to stand over you during the whole entire time that you're on a shift while you're working. Therefore, they're looking for people who are honest, that showed integrity, and people that also have the ability to manage their time wisely while at work, rather than maybe being on the cell phone or possibly texting during their shift, that they're actually doing what it is that they're assigned to do while they're there at work. In addition, employers are also looking for people who are going to work hard and give their best effort. Effort means time and energy involved at accomplishing whatever the task is that is assigned to you while you're at work. They're also looking for people who are going to come to work dressed in a way that looks like they want to be there. So dress is a very important aspect of how you carry yourself, not only for the interview, but also whatever the dress code is for whatever job it is that you're performing. Some of you wonder why there's a dress code in school. Our job is to try to prepare you for the future. Not only with math, science, English, and history, but also by having you give forth an effort to do the best that you can in your classes, as well as trying to train you in terms of being able to follow a dress code in high school. This is a good training ground for the workforce. Communication is also an area that's very important to employers when they're looking at hiring individuals, regardless of whether you're working at a grocery store, a fast food restaurant, or whatever it is that you're doing. Very often, you are the only contact that the patrons will have in relationship to that business. They will judge whether or not they come back and patronize that place by the way that you carry yourself, how you talk to them, how you carry yourself in terms of your demeanor, your attitude. It's very important that you display a positive attitude so that the business can continue to get patronized and you can keep your job. Not only teamwork or the ability to work well with others to accomplish a certain goal is a very important thing. There are other things that you will find out that are just culture of the job, things that you can't be taught up front that you have to learn from being there. All those factor into success in the workforce.
Now that we've had an opportunity to go through lesson 1 of module 2, what I want us to do is to look at 5 of the traits that we discussed. I want you to write down 3 that you think you're good at and tell why. And then I want you to identify 2 that you could use a little bit of work on and tell what you could do to improve in those 2 areas. That's the extent and that's the lesson. You'll click on that link that is in Module 2. It'll say assignment number 1 for Module 2. And you'll do that assignment and enter that in Google Docs. Thank you, and I hope you all have a great day.